Welcome to the MindTalk Podcast, where we delve into the roots of dis-ease, growing deep in the subconscious mind. I am your host, Diane Vanas, with 25 years in energy medicine. Today we will be working with a client, Vaughn. So good to have you with us to work on a belief system decoding session. It's wonderful to be able to just see what our negative beliefs are, and sometimes by clearing those, it can help our physical health as well. So what's coming up today is a theme of low self-esteem. And this is since the age of 7 years old. We have two parallel belief systems running side by side. We could compare them to trees growing parallel to each other. So let's get started in the first symbolic belief system tree. We'll start with the leaves and the branches, the more conscious aspects. We could be somewhat aware of them. They could be negative thoughts or mental chatter, or people might be aware of them. So let's see what comes up. We have a negative program of, I have bad luck. So it could seem like everything's going wrong. But to have a program running like that isn't going to make things better. So we identify it so that we can clear it and hopefully replace these negatives as well. So we'll just keep a running tab of all of these, and then we'll clear them after we find the fuel source later in the session. We have now the limiting belief, which is like the trunk of the tree. It's deeper in the subconscious mind, and it's I never think ahead. So I know with your work and with what kind of person you are, you actually have to think ahead greatly, plan ahead, see all angles, create a strategy or a plan. But perhaps this is on another level, some other aspect of your life. Or it could be something that you were told when you were a kid, like you don't think ahead. So you literally have to fight that all the time because it's a limiting belief that your subconscious mind believes is true. The subconscious mind doesn't question anything. It just takes in our experiences, what people have told us, what we've said over and over to ourselves, etc., as true, and then that runs our life. So it's wonderful to bring these up and be able to clear them. Next, we have a faulty core belief. That's like the seed or the root of the tree. And it's, if I forgive, they won't learn. So maybe, you may not be aware of this, that you're kind of holding grudges or you're not forgiving people because you're trying to teach lessons. But again, this is a negative belief. And then we have a faulty core identity. These are created between the ages of 0 and 7. So yes, it could even be in your mother's womb. Between 0 and 7, we're just absorbing everything around us, the ideas of people around us, on TV, school, everything, and we're not able to really reason on them ourselves to know if they're true or not. And then this identity will stay with us for the rest of our life unless we address it and change it. So your faulty core identity is, everyone is too hard on me. So let's read this particular tree back from the bottom. Everyone is too hard on me. If I forgive, they won't learn. I never think ahead. I have bad luck. So sometimes it sounds like a little story or a little scenario. And we don't need to fully understand it because we're working with a subconscious mind. And we're just glad that they can surface. We can discover them. And then we can chop that tree down and get rid of it. All right, so we're going to move on to the second tree. And we have the negative program, I don't matter. Another negative program, I am not respected. Another negative program, I can't stop myself. And another negative program, people say I'm no good. So all of these things might be something you've said to yourself or that you think is true. Consciously, you might be more aware of these. But we're going to drop now down into the trunk of the second tree, like the limiting belief. And it's without money and prestige, I am worthless. Now, you may not have known that you believe that, but somehow it's there. So good to know and good to get rid of, right? And then we have another limiting belief. Everyone is too hard. It should be everyone is too hard on me again, but we're going to tweak it a little bit. Everyone is too hard on my lifestyle. So you might feel like you have a different lifestyle and people don't approve of it or don't approve of how you live or how you do things, etc. And now we're going to drop down to the faulty core belief. This is like the seed or the root of this tree. And it's nothing turns out right. So let's read it back from the bottom. Nothing turns out right. Everyone is too hard on my lifestyle. Without money and prestige, I am worthless. People say I'm no good. I can't stop myself. I am not respected. I don't matter. So very sad, isn't it? So aren't you glad we're going to be able to find the fuel source and chop these down? So we have associated imbalances. These are actually probably emotions. We have that emotion of low self-esteem that's fueling this tree. This was actually our theme for our work today. So let's just go ahead and release this trapped emotion of low self-esteem. And then we also have an emotion of terror. So that is really strong fear. We're just going to release terror. All right. That's all that I'm coming up with for the fuel source of these trees. So we're going to go ahead and pause the recording, and we're going to go through each of the beliefs one by one and release them. And then we'll come back on and see if we have a positive statement that we can use to fill the hole. Okay. Vaughn, how does that feel? We've released a lot of negative beliefs, and we actually do have a positive statement that would beautifully fill that gap. It's, I live more fully due to the wisdom I gain through my experiences. So let's go ahead and install I live more fully due to the wisdom I gain through my experiences. All right, so to close the session, we're going to use the switching technique from Body Talk, and you can do it along with me. Place 2 fingers of each hand over each of your closed eyelids, and you don't press hard, you just lightly give pressure to your eyelids until you feel a shift or a softening. And then we'll drop down, and there's some kind of hollows below the collarbone on each side. We're just going to rub those points, or you can tap them. They're powerful kidney points, kidney 27. So we're just going to rub those, and then we're going to go ahead and tap head, heart, and gut. Breathing deeply, tapping head, heart, and gut. Those are our 3 brains. And so for homework, to help with the physical symptoms of the cough and the pneumonia that you think you might have, but you should go and probably have that checked out at the doctor. You could use Thieves essential oil from Young Living in a capsule and swallow it, and then breathe eucalyptus oil, like put some in your hands and rub it together and cup it over your nose and breathe it, or put it in like a diffuser or in some warm water and put your head over it and put a towel, or use it in a hot bath, something like that where you can breathe the steam. And then also drink warm ginger tea or soup. So, sounds good. Hope you're feeling better. Thank you for the session today. You'll have to keep me posted on how you're doing. Thanks so much, Vaughn.